Alright guys, we are back with some more MX versus ATV Legends, and today we have a big update to the game. So we covered the Lawrence Brothers compound and Flying Moto Ranch. Today we have what you can see here. We have Triumph bikes, we have a 250, 450, we'll go over it in a little bit. We have customization, we have physics changes, we have holiday stuff here, Christmas stuff here, so lots to go over. We'll first check out, what Rainbow Studios wants to highlight in the news and updates, and then jump into the rest of it. First up, we have the Lawrence Bros compound, the Dog Pound. We went over it the day before, but if you pick up this DLC, you also get this, the Flying Moto Ranch from MX vs. ATV All Out. They come as a bundled package, so you pick up one, you get the other one as well. I mentioned it, you saw it, we have Triumph bikes in the game, we have the 250, 450, and some team-inspired gear exclusive to this bike, this DLC. Physics changes, so there's probably more than what you're going to read here. This is just a very fast, brief explanation of what to expect, but suspension overhaul. It says suspension has less of a pop when you bottom out, and is more capable of handling obstacles. So this should make it easier to go through the whoops and land jumps and corner more, have more reliability when cornering, and make it more predictable. We'll go over that at the very end, what it kind of feels like, and see what the differences are based off of playing in the game. Now we have tons of customization. I don't know if I'm going to go over every little tiny thing, but we get a bunch of helmets here. We have new styles for Bell Moto 10. And Bell Moto 10 has some collaborations here. Bell Moto 10 also has new Monster Energy Pro Circuit helmets that have been updated to new carbon fiber, custom, and replica 24 variants. So tons of Bell Moto 10 helmets. And a ton of gear. So some of this gear is just in the game, but some of it is exclusive to if you own some of or all the OEM bike packs. So you're going to see some team-inspired gear here that you can't get if you don't have some or all the OEM bike packs. We have some new customization parts for the bikes, graphics kits for KTM, and just a thank you from Rainbow Studios to the players and the people that have bought and played their game for making 2024 awesome, and have a happy holiday, happy new year, Merry Christmas, all that stuff. So pretty cool. The first thing I want to show you are the Triumph bikes. We have the 250 and the 450, the RC edition. Here I want to show you the graphics kits you can choose from. Now, you already saw that there was a ton of customization in the form of helmets and gear that is exclusive to if you bought OEM bike packs, but I'm not going to show you everything. I do want to show you Troy Lee designs here. I think there's a couple different versions, but there's this one. But mostly what I want to show you are the team-inspired gear sets that come with the OEM bike packs if you already own them. So I decided to show you the gear that was just added into the base game. Now I want to move on to the team-inspired exclusive gear sets that come with certain OEM bike packs. The first one here is the Fly Racing Light HRC 24. And the last thing I want to show you would be the team-inspired Triumph Racing gear from Thor. We have the jersey and the pants. Now moving on to bike customization, we have new grips and new rims. And last up, we have new graphics kits from Rival Inc. for the KTM. Okay, here we go, jumping into the Triumph 450 bike showcase. How does it feel? I mean, this is probably kind of a weird time to do a bike testing, just because, you know, we had pretty serious physics changes, right? So the bike's gonna feel a bit different, just because of the physics changes. But I will say the 450s, because people do get asked the question fairly often. All the 450s have the same power. But that doesn't mean that they won't maybe feel a little bit different from each other because of the bike model in the game. So, I don't know. I mean, for me right now, I've played with the Honda, the Yamaha, and now the TF450. So, to me, they feel pretty similar. But again, we just ran through some pretty serious physics changes, and you know, we'll talk about them here at the very end of the video. But right now, I mean, it feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. I wanted to take it to a track that, you know, I'm kind of comfortable on, and just to showcase it and talk about it. Looks fantastic with the gear. And there we go. TF450 bike showcase. Now, I do want to get just a tiny bit of first person in here, if I can. I don't know if I can. Oh! That was pretty nice. And then an overjump here. You can still triple. I mean, I love first person in this game, but I'm not good. I'm really bad. Really, really bad in first person. Hit that different. Okay. But it has a really, really, really good first person cam. Oh. Dude, that was pretty sick. We hit this just right. And I decided, why not? Let's just show you the 252. Now, I'm not a 250 player, so I'll probably struggle. I cannot believe we hit that. And then we overjump here. Really not good with the bike, but I want to show it to you. If you are a 250 player, here you go. The bike feels so light compared to the 450. Very light. Ooh, we're good. Preload, I felt like I wasn't going to get it. Yeah, the bike feels super, super light. But I wanted to show it to you because for this video, I didn't show you the helmets. I mean, we kind of went over what there was, but I didn't really show them because there were so many of them. There was just so many. And what I really want to see, I'm going to say it here real quick. I wish Rainbow Studios would give us, like, tabs that had the gear, you know, by brand, so we could quickly find what we want instead of going through just one ginormous page. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm the only one that feels that way, but I would love to see that as a quality of life update eventually. But there you go, the 250. Now on to the massive physics change to the game. So suspension is different. Hitting whoops, what we're doing right here, cornering, just rough stuff in the game will be different. And I want to show you here because these whoops are massive, right? And I'm really, really, really bad at whoops, but with the change now, way easier. I mean, you can recover in the whoops. You can kind of single. I'm going to try and do it. You can kind of single into each one. It kind of dips in there, which is kind of cool. And I appreciate it because I'm not good at them. But I can see where if you were good at whoops, you don't like this change, because to some degree it does dumb the game down a little bit, right? Just a little bit, where if you're really good, you could use that skill as a separator in multiplayer, in online, in PvE or PvP. But for me, again, it comes down to I'm casual, and so for me, I like it, but I definitely can understand if you don't. Kind of getting some jump, but even leaning back, you know, way back, it just controls completely different. I don't feel like I have to jump in, you know, to the whoops as much as I did before. They just work better. And then, obviously, I do notice it in the corners to some degree. Not a ton, but some. And then just rough stuff in general. I kind of want to go to the motocross track. We might not survive this. We did. So, even just in the rough, like, a motocross track probably would work better here to show you. You know, there's this one big sweeper that's super rough. I think it's over here. Even in this stuff, it's just way better. Now, keep in mind, I have not messed around with my bike setup. I'm still pretty much on my default setup, like the one I always default to. And Rainbow Studios said that they encourage you to use the default setup and then adjust as you feel necessary to make the physics work to the way you want. So I need to adjust on mine. I'd be really curious what you guys think. I felt like the setup I had worked for the most part with the last 2, 3, 4 physics changes they've done. But this one is more significant because a majority of the time I don't notice too much because, again, I'm very casual. But there are a bunch of you guys out there that aren't casual and notice every little change. And so I guess I want to ask the question, if you are not casual and you play it all the time, how do you feel about this physics change? Is it a good one in your opinion, or do you not like it whatsoever? Now, I know by the time you see this video, you may not have tried it, but come back to the video. Let me know. I'm really curious. I really am curious how you feel about it. And if you're new or very casual, such as myself, how do you feel about the physics change? I feel like it was good for the health of the longevity. Not the health, but the longevity of the game. Because they've said before, Rainbow Studios has said before, but when they do physics changes, it isn't just to throw you off and, you know, make it more annoying to learn to play the game again. But, for example, this physics change might be for terrain deformation changes in the game. And they feel like this was necessary to make the terrain deformation work with the physics, you know? The new terrain deformation. I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing that out there, that I know that it isn't just to frustrate the player. Because I know a bunch of people have said, you know, this sucks, man. I spent all this time trying to get used to the game, and then I finally do, and now you do another physics change. I get that that's really frustrating, but I really do believe it's for, you know, Rainbow Studios has the best intention when they're doing it. They're not just doing it to frustrate you, right? So I'd be really curious to see how you guys feel about it and how much your bike setup has changed. Mine hasn't yet, but for sure it will need to. So another change I didn't mention, they did adjust on the automatic transmission, which is really cool because they've been doing that a bunch lately. So I use the auto, I use the manual if I'm trying to play serious. I use the manual, but lately I've been using the auto, and it is a lot better. It is a ton better. If you haven't tried it, go ahead and try it again because it is better. And what they did this time is they adjusted to where the bike won't try to shift when you're clutch boosting to give you maximum clutch boost, right? So yeah, that was a great change, and they've really been doing a bunch. And then they did do some ATV stuff. They improved the ATV to be able to go through the whoops, and just a bunch of ATV stuff. I know there's some guys out there that really enjoy the ATV side and kind of feel like they get forgotten about. If you're an ATV guy, Try it out. Let me know in the comments. But you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.